Okay, so I'm driving through the countryside last week, and I see this hand-painted sign outside a little pond. It says in big, bold letters, "Park on grass, get towed."
Get towed?
As in ribbit?
Exactly. For a second, I imagined my car turning into a giant amphibian. Of course, they meant toad, but the image was just perfect.
And that little sign is exactly why we're here. Hello and welcome to Grammar Hacks, the show that untangles the tricky knots of the English language so you can write and speak with confidence.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Adam. We're your friendly neighborhood grammar geeks, and our mission is to make grammar fun, not fearsome.
Today we're tackling the one rule that causes more headaches than any other: subject-verb agreement. It's the reason "get towed" sounds so funny. When the subject of your sentence and the verb of your sentence don't match, things get weird.
But don't worry. By the end of this episode, you'll have the ultimate hack to get it right almost every time. We'll break down the basics, expose the common traps, and even have a little fun along the way.
All right, let's start with the golden rule. It's super simple. Singular subjects get singular verbs. Plural subjects get plural verbs.
That's it. A singular subject is just one person or thing. A plural subject is more than one. So, the dog barks. One dog, so the verb gets an S.
But the dogs bark. More than one dog, so the verb loses the S. It's a little counterintuitive, right? We add an S to make a noun plural, but we often add an S to make a verb singular for the third person.
Exactly. Think of it this way. The subject and the verb are playing on a seesaw. They want to be balanced, but they don't want to be wearing the same S hat at the same time. If the subject has an S, plural, the verb usually doesn't. If the subject doesn't have an S, singular, the verb usually does.
Okay, that seems easy enough. But if it's so easy, why do we all mess it up? The number one reason is what I call the fluff. These are pesky phrases that sneak in between your subject and your verb to distract you.
These are usually prepositional phrases. Words like of, in, on, with, as well as, including, together with. They add detail, but they are not part of the subject.
Here's the hack. Mentally cross them out. Ignore the fluff. For example, the box of old magazines. What's the subject?
The box, not the magazines.
So the box of old magazines is on the shelf, not are on the shelf. The verb agrees with box, not magazines.
Let's try another. The president, together with his advisors. Cross out the fluff.
Together with his advisors. Gone. The subject is the president. So the president is on his way.
Okay, listeners, your turn. We're going to give you a sentence with some fluff. You figure out the real subject and the right verb. Ready?
Sentence 1. One of my friends, pause, coming to the party. Is it is or are?
The answer is is. The subject is one, not friends. One is coming.
Next up, the list of new subscribers, pause, grown. Is it has or have?
It's has. The subject is list. The list has grown. You're getting the hang of this.
All right, you've leveled up past the fluff. Now for the three mini-bosses of subject-verb agreement. Compound subjects, collective nouns, and those shifty indefinite pronouns.
All right. First up are compound subjects. This is when you have two or more subjects joined by a conjunction. The big one is and.
The rule for and is simple. It almost always makes the subject plural. Think of it as addition. 1 + 1 = 2. A cat and a dog. That's two things. So a cat and a dog are walking down the street.
But watch out for the exception. When the two things form a single unit, it's singular. Peaches and cream is a delicious dessert. You're talking about one thing, the dessert.
Now for or and nor. These guys don't add. They offer a choice. So for them, we use the proximity rule. The verb agrees with the subject that's closest to it.
Example, neither my brothers nor my father is going to sell the house. The verb is agrees with father because it's closer. But if we flip it,
Neither my father nor my brothers are going to sell the house. Now the verb are agrees with brothers. It's all about what's right next door.
next up, collective nouns, words like team, family, committee, group, audience. These are tricky because they can be singular or plural depending on how you use them.
Here's the hack. Ask yourself, is the group acting as a single unified whole, or are the members acting as separate individuals?
If they're one unit, the noun is singular. The team is playing in the championship game. They are all playing together as one team.
But if the members are doing their own thing, the noun is plural. The team are arguing amongst themselves. They aren't arguing as one unit, they are arguing as individuals within the group.
Same with family. My family is going on vacation. We're all going together. But my family have gone their separate ways. We're all acting as individuals.
A quick note for our international listeners. This is a big difference between American and British English. In American English, we lean towards treating collective nouns as singular. In British English, it's much more common to treat them as plural. Our final boss, indefinite pronouns. These are words that don't refer to a specific person or thing, like everyone, some, several.
We can break these into three simple groups. Group 1, the always singular squad. These are words like everyone, everybody, anyone, anybody, someone, somebody, each, either, neither, nothing. They always take a singular verb. Everyone has done his or her homework.
Group 2, the always plural posse. This is a small group, both, few, many, others, several. Many were waiting for the bus.
And group 3, the chameleons. These can be singular or plural depending on what they're referring to. The main ones are all, any, more, most, none, some.
With these, you have to look at the fluff you just learned to ignore. Look at the noun in the of phrase. Some of the cake is missing. Cake is singular, so the verb is singular. But some of the cookies are missing. Cookies is plural, so the verb is plural.
It's time for our verb showdown. I'll give you a sentence. You choose the right verb. Ready?
First up, peaches and cream, a delicious dessert. Is it is or are?
That's is. It's a single unit.
Next, the committee arguing about the budget. Is or are?
That's are. They're acting as individuals.
Last one, each of the students responsible. Is or are?
It's is. The subject is each, which is always singular. You've defeated the tricky trio.
Okay, let's pack our grammar toolkit with today's hacks. First, the golden rule. Singular subjects with singular verbs, plural with plural.
Second, when you see fluff, those pesky phrases between the subject and the verb, ignore it. The verb agrees with the main subject, not the fluff.
And third, we conquered the tricky trio. Remember, and adds, making subjects plural. Or and nor use the proximity rule. collective nouns depend on whether the group is a unit or individuals. And for indefinite pronouns, know your squad.
If these hacks helped you level up your grammar game, please take a second to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast app. It really helps other people find the show.
And for this week's challenge, if you spot a funny subject-verb agreement mistake out in the wild, on a sign, in a menu, anywhere, snap a picture and tag us on social media, and we'll share the best ones.
That's all the time we have for today. Be sure to join us next time on Grammar Hacks.
When we finally settled the score in the epic battle of who versus whom.
We'll give you a super simple trick involving the words he and him that will make you a whom whiz forever. You won't want to miss it.